The coffee machine hissed its last drop at 3 in the morning, and I swear it felt like the sound of my own body giving up. 16 hours on my feet, sneakers worn thin, apron heavy with crumpled checks, and not nearly enough tips. I wiped down tables that kept multiplying like rabbits, and all I could think about was the hospital text flashing on my phone. Payment overdue. Contact billing immediately. My stomach twisted. Grandma Evelyn's heart meds weren't optional, and the eviction notice stuffed in my apron pocket was screaming louder than any customer bell. That's when they walked in. A man in a tailored navy suit, shoulders bent like he was carrying bricks only he could see, and 2 little girls who looked like mirror images, same big eyes, same restless energy, only different colored ribbons in their hair. They slid into a booth that had seen better days. He didn't belong here, watch glinting like it could pay off my rent 3 times over. But the tiredness in his eyes, yeah, I knew that look. It was the same one I caught in the bathroom mirror every night before dragging myself back to the diner. "Daddy, I'm hungry," whispered the girl with the red ribbon tugging on his sleeve. "I know Lily," he said softly, scanning the greasy menu with a tight jaw. I'd been watching them for 20 minutes, him checking his phone like the messages were landmines, the girls coloring napkins with crayons trying to fill the silence. Something about it broke me open. Maybe because I saw my own reflection in those kids worrying about their father like I worried about Grandma. I plastered on my best smile and walked over. "Hi folks, sorry for the wait. What can I get you tonight?" He looked up and our eyes met, dark brown, kind, but guarded. "We're still deciding," he said carefully. "Daddy always burns pancakes," the other girl, "the one with the purple ribbon," Emma blurted out with brutal honesty. For the first time all night, I laughed. "Well, lucky for you, our cook makes pancakes fluffier than clouds, and he doesn't burn a single one." Both girls lit up, nodding like I'd just offered them Christmas morning. Their dad hesitated, though, glancing at his phone again, missed calls piling up. Finally, he sighed. "Pancakes sound perfect. Coffee for me. Black." As I walked away, I overheard Emma whisper to Lily, "He looks sad again. Maybe the nice lady can make him smile." Their words hit me harder than any overdue bill. These little girls wanted their dad to smile the way I wanted my grandma to live another year. I rang up their order, $18.50, and watched him count crumpled bills, run a hand through his dark hair, jaw tightening like the weight was too much. Something inside me shifted. Maybe Grandma was right. When you're down to nothing, God is up to something, and sometimes you're the answer to someone else's prayer. So I did something reckless. I carried out 3 plates of steaming pancakes, and his coffee set them down with a grin. "Here we go. Chef's special tonight, made with extra love." The girls dug in like they'd been starving for weeks. Syrup dripping cheeks, sticky giggles bouncing off the booth walls. And for the first time I saw it, the corners of his mouth lifting, the shadow in his eyes lifting just a little. "What do I owe you?" he asked, pulling out his wallet. I swallowed hard. This might cost me my job, but I said it anyway. Tonight it's on the house. Consider it a Murphy's Diner welcome special. His composure, cracked eyes glassy. "I can't let you do that." "Sir," I said, voice firm but soft. "Sometimes we all need a little kindness. Your girls are angels. You deserve one small thing going right today." He nodded, whispered, "Thank you. You have no idea what this means." But I did. I knew exactly what it meant. They left me a $20 tip, $2 more than the bill I'd just erased. The girls hugged me like I'd saved their lives, whispering, "You're the nicest waitress in the world." And just before leaving, I caught Lily's words to her sister, "Maybe she can be our new mommy." It was like lightning straight to the chest. For the next 3 days, I couldn't stop thinking about them. Every time the diner bell rang, my heart jumped. hoping it was the twins with their tired-eyed dad. And on Thursday, they walked in again. "Daddy, it's her," Emma pointed. "The pancake lady." He smiled this time, still weary but softer. "Back for more pancakes," I teased. "We'll take whatever you recommend," he said, watching me with curiosity that made me nervous. We talked while they ate. I learned the girls went to a private academy across town, that Lily loved horses, that Emma dreamed of writing stories about brave princesses. Their dad listened like every word mattered, and I couldn't help but notice he loved those girls fiercely. But there was sadness there too, like he was holding a secret he couldn't share. That night when they hugged me goodbye again, Emma whispered, "Please marry him." I froze, heart pounding as their father helped them into coats. He had no idea what his daughters were plotting. By Saturday morning, they were back bright and early, giggling about phase 2 of some secret plan. And when I brought their pancakes, they asked the question that made their dad nearly choke on coffee. "Miss Tiana, are you married?" "No," I admitted, flushing. "See, Daddy," Emma whispered loudly, "she's available." The man turned crimson, muttering something about boundaries, but the damage was done. The girls had decided I belonged in their lives. And that's how I ended up in his penthouse Sunday evening. Me, a broke waitress with eviction papers in my pocket, teaching a billionaire how to make pancakes in a kitchen bigger than my entire apartment. I didn't know then who he was. Not until a week later when I saw his face on the cover of Business Weekly. Jonathan Brooks, CEO, net worth $2 billion. Everything clicked. The penthouse, the tailored suits, the way he hesitated over an $18 dinner check that first night, testing me maybe. And suddenly every sweet moment we'd shared felt poisoned. I told myself I was just a charity case, a story he could tell at cocktail parties. So I pulled away. I told him we were from different worlds. His daughters cried. He looked gutted. And I walked out before my pride could crumble. But then Grandma's heart collapsed. The doctor said $15,000 for surgery. I didn't have $15 to spare. I was ready to drop out of schoolwork, double shift, sell the little dignity I had left. And then the hospital called. Her entire bill had been paid in full. Anonymous. The landlord called next. Our back rent cleared, apartment saved. Anonymous. But I knew, and I hated myself for knowing. When I confronted Jonathan, he didn't admit a thing. He just said, maybe someone cared enough. And for the first time I saw the truth. He wasn't trying to buy me. He was trying to keep me afloat because he cared. The twins didn't dance around it either. They marched into the diner one snowy afternoon, climbed onto stools, and looked me dead in the eye. "Daddy likes you," Lily said. "He smiles different with you," Emma added. "Don't be silly about the money." Jonathan walked in right then, caught mid-conspiracy, and his face went red. But when the girls challenged him, "It's true, isn't it?" he looked straight at me and said quietly, "Yes, every word." I broke, right there under those buzzing fluorescent lights. "I love you too." The diner erupted with giggles, the girls clapping like they'd just won the Super Bowl. Jonathan reached for my hand across the counter, and suddenly it didn't matter who he was, how much he had, or how little I did. What mattered was that two little girls had found their dad a reason to smile again, and somehow that reason was me. A year later, he asked me to marry him in that same diner where it all began. The booths were dressed in white linens, the girls in pink dresses, my grandma alive and well, thanks to the surgery he'd never admit he paid for. Jonathan dropped to one knee with a vintage emerald ring voice trembling as he said, "You gave me more than pancakes that night. You gave me hope. Will you marry me?" I said yes. Of course I did. Now here's where I leave it with you, because some people will say I was foolish to resist him. Others will say I was foolish to give in. Was I right to walk away because of pride? Or should I have let myself be saved sooner? Do love stories between billionaires and waitresses really exist outside of fairy tales? Or did two little girls make this one real? Tell me what you think was. I wrong? Or did I finally get it right?